What do you get when you trade away a promising young defenseman who then goes on to capture a championship and celebrates by publicly thanking you for getting rid of him? You get the New York Rangers' latest humiliation, served ice-cold with a side of social media mockery that has hockey fans absolutely losing their minds. Victor Mancini just helped Abbotsford win the Calder Cup, and his post-game Instagram celebration wasn't just about lifting a trophy. It was about delivering the most savage thank you message that has Rangers management probably questioning every decision they've made this season. The social media dagger that cut deep. Picture this. You're scrolling through Instagram after another disappointing season, and suddenly you see your former player hoisting a championship trophy with the caption, "Thank you at Nye Rangers," plastered across the screen like a billboard advertising your front office's failures. That's exactly what happened when Victor Mancini's Abbotsford Canucks defeated Charlotte 3-2 in Game 6 to capture the Calder Cup championship. This wasn't just celebration, this was calculated trolling at its finest. Mancini, who was traded to Vancouver as part of the JT Miller package on January 31st, made sure everyone knew exactly who to thank for his championship opportunity. The timing, the phrasing, the sheer audacity of it all, it was perfect in the most painful way possible for Rangers fans. What makes this even more delicious is that it's becoming a pattern. This follows the exact same playbook that Brad Marchand used when former Rangers defenseman Nico Mikkola won back-to-back Stanley Cups with Florida. Marchand posted a photo of Mikkola at the Panthers celebration dinner with an identical snarky thank you message directed at New York. At this point, trolling the Rangers after winning championships is practically becoming a hockey tradition. The message is crystal clear. Players are thriving after leaving New York, and they're not shy about letting everyone know where they found their success. It's the kind of public embarrassment that stings because there's truth behind the trolling. Mancini's championship performance, while Rangers fans were watching their team stumble through another playoff disappointment, Mancini was busy establishing himself as a legitimate contributor to championship hockey. He finished 6th among all AHL defensemen with 8 points during the Calder Cup playoffs, 3 goals and 5 assists that showcased exactly why Vancouver believed in his potential. His playoff run was filled with clutch moments that Rangers fans can only dream about. Mancini put together a 3-game point streak against Colorado, recording 2 goals and an assist when his team needed him most. He followed that up with a 2-point performance in Game 4 of the conference final against Texas, proving he could elevate his game during the most pressure-packed moments. Even in the championship-clinching game, Mancini was right in the thick of the action. Sure, he was on the ice for both Charlotte goals that gave the Checkers their early 2-0 lead, but that's hockey. Sometimes you're part of the problem before you become part of the solution. What matters is that he was there when Abbotsford mounted their comeback, contributing to a championship effort that culminated in pure celebration. The 23-year-old's performance throughout the playoffs demonstrated exactly the kind of development curve that championship organizations nurture. While the Rangers were busy making trades that prioritized immediate returns, Vancouver was investing in a player's long-term potential, and that investment just paid dividends in the form of a championship. The rookie season roller coaster Mancini's journey to championship glory reads like a hockey adventure novel. It began when the University of Nebraska-Omaha product shocked everyone by making the Rangers' opening night roster when Ryan Lindgren was injured. This wasn't supposed to happen. Rookies don't typically crack NHL lineups straight out of college, especially not with a franchise that has playoff aspirations. But there he was, not only making the team, but staying in the lineup ahead of established players like Zach Jones. His early NHL performance included a magical moment on October 17th against Detroit when he scored his first NHL goal in front of family and friends in his home state of Michigan. For a brief moment, it seemed like the Rangers had discovered something special. Then reality set in, as it often does in professional sports. Mancini eventually found himself back in the AHL with Hartford, which seemed like a natural progression for a young player learning the professional game. But just when he was settling into his development path, the trade to Vancouver completely changed his trajectory. The numbers tell the story of a player who made the most of every opportunity. In 15 games with the Rangers, Mancini recorded 5 points while averaging over 15 minutes of ice time per game. With Vancouver, he added 3 more points in 16 games. Across 31 total NHL games, he proved he belonged at the highest level while still having room to grow. The Rangers' pattern of poor decisions, what makes Mancini's championship celebration so particularly stinging, is how it fits into a broader pattern of Rangers' missteps. This isn't an isolated incident. It's part of a troubling trend where New York's former players find success elsewhere, while the Rangers continue to struggle with their own identity and direction. The Nico Mikkola situation should have been a warning sign. After acquiring him at the 2023 trade deadline, the Rangers let him walk to Florida, where he immediately became part of back-to-back Stanley Cup championship teams. Now, Mancini has joined that club of former Rangers players who found championship success after leaving New York. The common thread isn't coincidence, it's organizational philosophy. While other teams are building sustainable success through player development and smart asset management, the Rangers have become known for short-sighted moves that prioritize immediate gratification over long-term planning. Trading away young talent like Mancini for veteran additions might provide temporary improvements, but it doesn't build championship foundations. Vancouver's approach with Mancini demonstrates the difference in organizational thinking. Instead of viewing him as an expendable asset in a bigger trade, they saw potential worth developing. That patience and vision just resulted in a championship, while the Rangers are left explaining another disappointing season. The Canucks' organizational excellence, while the Rangers are getting trolled on social media, it's worth recognizing what Vancouver accomplished with their AHL affiliate. Abbotsford's championship run showcased the kind of organizational depth that championship franchises require. They didn't just win with star talent. They won with contributions from players like Mancini who were given opportunities to grow and succeed. Former Rangers center Manny Malhotra deserves particular credit for becoming the first rookie coach to win the Calder Cup since Jeff Blashill in 2013. His ability to get the most out of players like Mancini speaks to the kind of development culture that Vancouver has created throughout their organization. The Rangers' connections throughout Abbotsford's championship run make the success even more pointed. Along with Mancini, former Rangers forward Philip D. Giuseppe contributed 6 goals and 11 points during the playoffs. Sammy Blais, another former Ranger, became the 133rd player to win championships in both the NHL and AHL after his Stanley Cup victory with St. Louis in 2019. It's almost as if these players needed to escape New York's system to reach their full potential. The pattern is becoming impossible to ignore. The bigger picture reality, check Mancini's championship trolling, represents more than just social media drama. It's a referendum on how different organizations approach building sustainable success. While Vancouver was investing in development and creating championship culture at every level, the Rangers were making reactive moves that addressed immediate needs without considering long-term consequences. The 6'3", 229-pound defenseman still has areas to improve, particularly in his own defensive zone. But that's exactly the kind of player development project that smart organizations embrace. Vancouver saw his smooth skating ability and offensive instincts and decided he was worth investing in. The Rangers saw him as a tradable asset in a bigger deal. Both approaches have merit in different contexts, but only one approach just resulted in a championship celebration that included a public thank you message to the team that gave up on the player. The championship celebration that says everything as Mancini hoisted the Calder Cup and posed for photos with his teammates, his Instagram message to the Rangers said everything that needed to be said about organizational priorities and player development. Sometimes the most devastating criticism comes not from angry rants or detailed analysis, but from simple expressions of gratitude directed at the team that let you go. The beauty of Mancini's trolling lies in its simplicity and truth. He didn't need to elaborate or explain. The championship trophy spoke for itself, and the thank you message provided all the context necessary. It was championship-level trolling to match his championship-level performance. For Rangers fans, watching former players celebrate championships while thanking their organization for trading them away has to be one of the most frustrating experiences in sports. It's not just about losing individual players, it's about watching other organizations consistently get more value from those players than New York did. The question isn't whether Mancini will remember this championship moment for the rest of his career. Of course he will. The question is whether the Rangers will learn anything from watching another former player celebrate success elsewhere, or if they'll continue making the same mistakes that keep providing championship opportunities for other teams. What do you think hurts more, watching your former players win championships, or having them publicly thank you for trading them away? Have the Rangers created a pattern of giving up on players too early, or is this just bad luck with timing? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I'm genuinely curious whether Rangers fans are frustrated by this pattern or if they think these moves were necessary for the bigger picture. And if you enjoyed watching this beautiful piece of championship trolling as much as I did, smash that like button and let me know which former Rangers player you think will win a championship next.